And I'm delighted to say that Roxana Rudzik-Shaw has arrived in the studio. Hello, Roxana.
Hello, Carol.
Lovely to have you with us. Have I pronounced your name correctly?
Yeah, pretty much, Carol. Good attempt.
So how do you pronounce it?
It's Roxana Rudzik-Shaw, but you did a smashing job, I must say, the best I've heard by far.
Oh, that's really, really kind of you. Well, it's delightful to have you here, and of course you've come in to talk about bullying and anti-bullying week, which is happening this week, which I think is a tremendously important subject to have on Parental Patter. And we really want to feel that, during this show today, people can become more enlightened, not only about what anti-bullying week involves, but also how they can seek sources of support and just find out more about the services out there that are on offer. And of course, you have your own counselling business, don't you? RRS Counselling Services. So are you operating locally with that business or nationally with it?
Worldwide, pretty much. I've trained to specialise in online counselling as well, so I can offer online counselling as well as face-to-face. I'm currently based in Cheshire, so if anyone would prefer face-to-face counselling, that is an option. I'm still in a local facility of Staffordshire as well, which is where I grew up and studied here as well. Yes, I am a Stokey.
Welcome to the club. Lovely to have you back.
Thank you very much. It's great to be back. So online counselling is the new thing, and obviously when we talk about online counselling, something that's going on in terms of bullying is cyberbullying. It is huge these days. It's inescapable.
Absolutely, and I know we'll touch on that later, because there's an interesting comment I only read yesterday. Melanie Phillips, who writes for the Daily Mail, she'd been talking about cyberbullying in one of her columns over the last week, and what she wrote about it I thought was very, very interesting. I'll recount what that was a little bit later, and I'd love to get kind of you involved with that discussion and you informing us more about it. But what about this week, this anti-bullying week? Can you tell us a little bit more about that and your involvement with it?
Okay. Anti-bullying week is basically this week from Monday the 19th to Friday the 23rd, which is tomorrow, and it's about raising awareness of bullying. What is bullying? What are the telltale signs? What can teachers look out for? What can parents try and identify in their children? Thinking, is my child okay? Are they being bullied? Are they a bully? Are they a bystander? What can they do to support their friends who might be bullied, or their younger sibling or older sibling, as the case may be? So it's very important to raise awareness of the issue of bullying. It goes on everywhere. It's often swept under the carpet, particularly when we talk about adults. There is such a stigma attached to individuals who get bullied, particularly adults. Obviously, the nature of this show, there is more tailored towards parents and children, so we'll focus more on that today. I do think that Anti-Bullying Week shouldn't be Anti-Bullying Week. It should not exist. I shouldn't be here today talking about anti-bullying. I think that bullying is totally unacceptable, and the more I can do, and the more anyone can do, to raise awareness of bullying and what it is and the devastating consequences of this phenomenon, the better, because people will know how to identify it and how to get support and reach out for support. There is support out there, everybody. You just have to be that little bit brave and take that first step, which is a huge step. But once you take that first step, seriously, there are people out there who will support you, and they will change your life. They'll give you that esteem, and they will give you that care and support to be the best person you can be and to actually achieve so much with your life. I've seen it, with some of my clients, and to see the change in them, it's just absolutely amazing.
Yes, I can imagine so. And it's really interesting when you said, you're kind of feeling, why should we have a week dedicated to it? Because I know what you're saying there, because there seems to be a week for everything these days, doesn't there? But I suppose the important thing is, just because there is a week dedicated to it, it's an opportunity to certainly have lots of promotion and lots of emphasis and lots of, kind of media publicity, which I think is really important, particularly when it's in the tabloids and it's on radio and it's on, kind of TV channels and the internet and whatever. Just talking about it, I think is a good thing. But I know what you're saying there, because I think it's so, the reality is it's so endemic, that's the heartbreaking thing. And so many people experience it and suffer from it. One wonders, is 1 week alone, is it, the emphasis is there for that sole week, but in natural fact it's happening continually and needs to be challenged continually. I think that's the key thing. But I think you've been really important when you raised the point that adults suffer terribly, because although this show is dedicated to kind of children, young people, but of course it's also dedicated to educationalists and parents and many of those who may be listening may have experienced it. I certainly know people who've experienced bullying. I've seen it in the workplace. I've seen it even with friends, who've told me they've experienced it. And it's heartbreaking. I think as well, when perhaps you're a person, I can be quite an assertive person. So sometimes I can't. I've been quite lucky. That I haven't personally experienced this. I say I've been quite lucky. That I don't know who luck should come into it, but some people, of course, don't always have the mental capacity to challenge bullying. And I think that's what's so heartbreaking. And I know in the past when I've worked in education and I've supported colleagues who've experienced it, it's been a very, very difficult thing, not only to witness, but to think how can one support these people.
Absolutely. I think if you're a victim, the main thing I would say to you is get help, speak out. You don't have to carry this burden. In fact, this should not happen to you. It is not your fault. You are not to blame for what has happened to you. You didn't ask to be bullied. Nobody should be bullied. It's everyone's right to be safe from harm, And so I think it's important for a victim to seek help. That could be talking to a trusted person, an adult, a neighbour. If you don't want to talk to your family, because it can be quite embarrassing for some people to speak out, especially if it's a teenager, they might not really want to talk to their parents about anything, actually. So I would say in the first instance, try and talk to someone you can trust, talk to friends, talk to a relative that isn't your immediate, family network. Just speak to somebody, a neighbour, a teacher, someone you can confide in and just say, this has happened to me, what can I do?
Yes, but you see, you've said something that's really important there, where you say it's very, very difficult.
It can be.
I think it can be, and I think, I sometimes think it must be very difficult for men as well, to kind of raise this as an issue, because in a way it kind of dents their own self-esteem just to kind of raise it as an issue, And of course also perhaps sometimes with females as well, you get some females who don't necessarily feel comfortable kind of raising it because of their own confidence and self-esteem issues again. So, and that's just adults. When you get onto children, well then you've got a whole bag of other contending factors that can be complicated and difficult to have the issue raised.
I think you've raised some really important key areas there, and we could talk about them all for hours and just each of those points. Just to kind of summarise the main things that I would suggest a victim bullying considers: get help, speak out. It is not supposed to happen. Nobody is supposed to be bullied. It's wrong. It's unacceptable. So speak out. Find your voice. It takes a lot of courage to actually speak out, but believe me, when you do, it could seriously save your life. It's just awful and heartbreaking, all the different news reports I've been hearing recently. I can't escape, go on the news or read in magazines.
Oh, it's horrendous.
And people are taking their lives. This
seriously, absolutely.
It's absolutely wrong. Avoid the bully if possible. It's not always possible in school or the workplace. In school, you enter the school system and you're put into a class or a set, and you're kind of stuck with that class for the next year ahead, perhaps, or at least for that subject if you're in high school and college. But do better avoid the bully and try and not be on your own. So if you've got some friends, try and sit with friends at dinner time. Try and not be alone. Don't isolate yourself, because you might draw more attention to yourself. Try to be with other people. And actually, I would say, you mentioned earlier about men finding it particularly difficult. I think with any issue, really, it could be a mental health issue, to talk about it, because there's such a stigma and taboo about, men are supposed to be macho, men are supposed to be this, that, and the other, and they're supposed to fight back. And actually, I would suggest not to fight back, because if you're at school and you've just been hit, if you hit another child, the bully, you might actually be clocked by a teacher to be the troublemaker. They might not see you were bullied, and obviously you're not going to be a grass because you'll get bullied further. So as the victim in that situation, you're ending up being the perpetrator because you've been called out by a teacher and you're too scared to say, actually I was bullied and I've just reacted by hitting them back because my parents told me to fight back twice as hard. So I would urge you not to do that. It is really hard, especially if you're trying to defend yourself. It is important to get that right balance between defending yourself, but also to try and speak out and get that support, because it's a slightly separate issue, getting emotional support about what's happening, and trying to get some support to build up your self-esteem, really, and to build up your confidence, and to make friends and find what makes you tick and what you enjoy in hobbies, and focus your time and energy into the things that you enjoy. And if you're being bullied, fighting back is the mindset. It's about trying to get support and keep doing the things that you're doing that you enjoy, at the same time trying to get support for things such as bullying.
Yes, and I think the sources of support are absolutely crucial, because some people won't feel they want to challenge, they won't feel that they have the capacity to kind of necessarily raise it. But if they knew maybe that they were going to be treated very seriously with a reliable source of support in the workplace or in the education environment, then I think it could encourage more people to come forward. Because, of course, it would, without a shadow of a doubt. Because I think this is why, and you mentioned it earlier, some people shoulder it and then they kind of, I think, go over the edge. Because they feel they can't raise it. And if they raise it, what's going to be done? It's knowing that there are robust sources of support in place, organisational procedures, or whatever they might be.
Absolutely, and just knowing that there is support. So we can shout out a few different
areas
of support where you can access support. Beat bullying is quite a huge one in the whole of the UK. It's national. It's actually going international now, so everyone should check out Beat Bullying. And they have one of their projects is called Cyber Mentors, and it's actually a fantastic platform, because it's all about peer-to-peer support. So if you're aged up to about 18, you can get support on Cyber Mentors. So it's perfect for your audience, really, and obviously the parents that are listening out for their children to get support.
Now that sounds wonderful, because it sounds as if it really tunes into what kids are up to, which is all technology.
Oh yes, it's all technology. It's all about having these cool little avatars, but underneath it all it's very serious. And on Cyber Mentors, there is professional support counsellors, as well as moderators who ensure that there's no trolls trolling the site and want that to keep everybody safe. And the mentors are absolutely amazing, because they are volunteers, the mentors are, and they are of a similar age group to those that can access the site. And it's absolutely free, people, so please do sign up if you're worried about bullying or any other issues that might be affecting you at school, at home, just something you're a little bit worried about. You can actually chat to some lovely mentors that's your age, and you can just get that little bit of support, just a little friendly chat, that could be all you need to just pick you up
And is this going to be like a national rollout, a program that's going to be nationally rolled out? Or?
It already is actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
cybermentors.org.uk, and it's already out there, and there's been a lot of funding behind it, but I'm not sure what I can and can't say about it, so please do have a look at Cyber Mentors on the Beach Bullying website, and there's a lot of information about both those there, where you can find out all the information that you possibly need and how to sign up. It's free, and you can get some amazing support from the mentors. And I'm actually one of the counsellors on the site, so you can say hi to me.
Wow, wonderful. And what do young people know about that, say, through the school system?
Yes, there's a lot of schools that are being trained, and people are worked really closely with some schools, and they're having lots of staff that are bullied to come into schools and train groups of children and people, and even in colleges and universities there are senior cyber mentors as well, and they offer a lot of support and encouragement to try and help you to be the best that you can possibly be. And it's fantastic just to see how people get so much support from this project.
It sounds really exciting, actually. It sounds really exciting, and I have to say I wasn't okay with that one, so I'm so glad that you mentioned that, and we'll have more about the exact details later on.
Yes.
So what else is out there?
What else is out there? There is a charity. There's one called Coop.co.uk or .com. It's spelled KOOTH, and it's for young people as well. It's funded by the government and the NHS. And it's all about online support again, there are counsellors, and I believe there's also mentors. I'm not so familiar with that one, but it does come up in my BACP magazine quite often, so I definitely need to give them a shout out. There's other charities in the UK, such as Red Balloon, so hello to everyone at Red Balloon. They support me on Twitter a lot. And they're really nice. What they do is children who are socially excluded from school because of bullying, they can access these special schools. There is one based in Cambridge, and they're sort of dotted all around the UK, really. And in a Red Balloon Centre, you can access specialist support. There are teachers. It's almost like a school, really, but a specialist one that can actually tackle the issue of bullying. And obviously, all of the children that would attend the Red Balloon Centre would personally experience bullying themselves. So it's great to know that you have that camaraderie and support from everyone else who's kind of been in the same boat as you. Obviously not exactly the same, because everyone copes with bullying slightly differently, and their experience is so different as well. But I think Red Balloon Centre is one to have a look at, especially if you're a parent who's really worried about your child and you think you don't want to put them through hell again and let them go back to school. But please don't just take them out of school. Think about it really carefully. Talk to your teachers and head teacher, and if there is no resolution and they don't want to enforce an anti-bullying policy, which they may or may not have in their school, please do consider Red Balloon Centre as a potential place of support for your child to access school again, because they are fantastic. From what I can tell, there's lots of information on their website, so check that one out as well.
Oh yes, absolutely. Okay, now that's really, really great information, and we'll talk more about support networks. We'll take a break now for some ads and a little bit more music.